Thanks for that. Okay, so today I am just going to basically tell you guys a story, and we're going to expose the devil through a pattern. So just try to follow me through a sequence for a pattern, okay? So first off, if we were to look at Luke chapter 4, as many of you guys know the story, Jesus is being tempted by the devil. And the devil is saying, bow down to me, and I'll give you all the authority. And we're probably thinking, okay, God already has authority. Jesus already has authority. Like, what's the devil doing? So the devil is trying to take something from Jesus that's already his. And this is a pattern that God has been showing me, and I just want to share with you guys. So if we look at John 10:10, which is a verse that we always say here at Momentum, it says, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but Jesus came to give life and life more abundantly. So if you see in that story, the devil's like trying to steal this from Jesus when he already has it, the authority, and he's just like twisting it. It's like he didn't even make it up. It's like really unoriginal. So now if you follow that same pattern and you look at things that God has given us already, like things for life, because the scripture says Jesus came to give life and life more abundantly. And if you just think of like a practical example, I thought of the sun. God gave us the sun to give us light, to grow crops. Basically, the sun gives life, right? Would you guys agree with that? And it's like the devil just thinks he can twist it like, okay, so now we can get skin cancer from the sun. Okay, so he's just twisting it. It's like, you can't do that, devil. It's already given to us for life. And then you can follow that further with like food. God gave us even food. It's so practical to eat and to grow crops. And the devil just like, have you noticed the food lately? Like, our food is so bad that it's like one of the main causes of diseases, and it also causes cancer. And that just kind of like gets me a little angry. I'm like, okay, he gave us food. Now you don't need to destroy that as well. And now I'm really into science. I'm going to be a nurse, so I'm going to show you guys something really quick. So, if you've ever taken a science class, you basically know the number one thing to life is your cells. They're called the entities of life. That's what cells are. And our cells are made of chromosomes. So this is a chromosome, and basically it gives us life. Sorry, you can't see it that good. Should I use a different marker? Go ahead, Pastor Ben. I trust you. Okay, so this is a chromosome, and basically I'm going to use a different color. At the end of our chromosome is a thing called a telomere, right there. And so basically, our cells divide all the time, and that is what gives us life. And if our cells were just to divide without this telomere, the cell or the chromosome would just get chopped, and that would not be producing life. So God gave us this telomere. So instead, this is getting chopped every time our cell divides. But there's a point where it gets to a critical point, and the telomere is gone. And that explains aging. That explains saggy skin. Like, your skin cells eventually get to the point where they're getting sliced like that. So, our God, being the good God, gave us these chromosomes for life. And he gave us something special called telomerase. And this is an enzyme, and it is in a certain cell. And what telomerase does is elongate the telomere so that these cells can last longer. And I want you guys to guess what cells have this telomerase that give us a longer life. Jesus came to give us life and life more abundantly, so he gave us this telomerase. Can you guess what it is? The egg and sperm cells. Yes. They have longer telomeres. And then this is what gets me so angry. There's one more cell that I know of that has this, and it's cancer cells. They have the telomerase. And that just gets me so riled up. I'm like, you can't do that, devil. You can't just take his idea and twist it. Like, he made that for us, for life. You can't just steal that. So that just makes me super mad. But there's good news that if you go back to Luke 4, Jesus basically tells us what to do. When the devil tried to steal his authority, he just stood on the scripture. And he just combated it with scripture. And we can do the same things. Like, I probably sound crazy, but I talk to myself. I talk to my body. I'm like, Jesus gave me life. Like, the devil, you're not going to attack this. And I think that we all need to realize that there's a pattern here. And God has shown us that. And we can stop it. Like, when the devil is trying to take something that's life-giving, we can just speak scripture to it. Like, you're not going to do that. God intended this for life. And I just have one last thought. If we opened our eyes to this pattern, and I think that if scientists and like doctors open their eyes to this and would recognize that God's real and the devil is trying something, they could find a ton of cures. Like, all you have to do is look at something that God intended for good and something that the devil tried to twist, something that's been abused, and just think about it. It's probably something good. I know of an example. I'm not going to get into it, but there's something in the world that is used for cancer treatment that, like, people have no idea about because it's something natural that God created, but it's been so abused by the world that it's actually legal. So that just shows you what the devil does. And I think that if we just start to recognize this pattern more in our life, look at the things that the devil is trying to twist, then we'll realize that we can combat it. And that's it. So thank you.
Awesome, Sarah.